What up?
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Dr. Nick.
It only seems right to sound like a doctor right about now.
He does not sound like a doctor. That's the shtick. Hello, everybody.
Bye, everybody. When he dies, it's just, I mean, not that, but he's a character, so it's funny.
Right.
You can laugh at cartoon characters dying.
That's right. Cartoon characters is okay. He's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Right. So, did you hear the big news?
I've heard a lot of big news.
Me and you solved the yogurt shop case.
We solved the yogurt shop case. I saw that. Made me think of you when I saw it.
We're taking credit for it, damn it.
I mean, the dude's already dead. So
yeah.
Are they gonna bury him up and kick his ass? Like dig him up and kick his ass?
Right. Yeah, I mean we did absolutely nothing, but just because we brought it up right before the end, right. I'm calling it. It was our professional investigation that brought the situation to a head.
There you go. It was Joe Breezy's undying determination to talk about the yogurt shop.
That's right. Don't anybody forget it. All 90 in the chat.
All 12 of you assisted.
Yeah.
So you missed Mr. Breezy. I always get questioned. You know, you've had to take some time out because you haven't been feeling well, obviously. And so many people were so happy to hear that you were coming back on tonight.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad people cared. Yeah, I was actually, man, I didn't think I was going to make it. There's a point there where they didn't think I was going to make it. I had to get resuscitated completely. Like, yeah, they got me to the hospital and they were well, first I went to like, not a minor emergency, but like a lower end hospital. Like Seton has like different branches, and then there's a big one in Austin. And they took me there, and then they ambulanced me all the way to Austin. And when they were going through like my checklist and my vitals, and they had me on the bed and everything, I saw this everything like it was all black because I was keeping my eyes shut, and everything went like brightest white I've ever seen in my life, and I was like, everything is going white, and the lady's like, what? And she's like, you got your eyes closed, and I was like, yeah, I know, and then that's all I remember. And then I came to, and I had like 5 of them standing around me, like pumping on my chest, and freaking had all their gear out and everything. And I was like, oh shit. And they're like, yeah, you were unresponsive. We had to resuscitate you and all that shit. I was like, wow, far out.
Yeah, well, next time, take my advice and go to the goddamn hospital 2 months before.
Right. No, it wasn't a heart attack. It was just my body fell. I'd been in. I went there because I hate going. So I fought tooth and nail not to go, and it got to the point where it was just too much pain. I couldn't take it anymore, and I couldn't breathe. I was shaking like Michael J. Fox. Not to make fun of Michael J. Fox, but like it was just really, really bad. And my body was just basically giving out on me. I couldn't take all the stress and stuff. So I don't know exactly what happened. They still didn't know really, because when I went to that hospital, they didn't run any freaking scans on me, no tests, no nothing. Right. So this is where I was telling you, Monica, backstage.
Mm-hmm.
I owe a lot of people a lot of "I told you so," because everyone was like, "Oh, it's because you drink and blah 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 and you smoke and yada yada yada." So by the what was it, the second hospital visit, they actually did like hardcore scans on me, and they checked my kidneys, they checked my liver, because at the first one, what they went off of was just like my habits and what I do. And they were instantly like, "Oh, well, you got, without looking at anything, oh, you got cirrhosis, you got this, you got heart failure, you got that, you're going to have to get on a liver transplant, and blah, blah, blah." And like basically scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Here I go. And, but by the time that they looked at everything, what it was is I have a GI tract blockage, and so like your liver and certain your organs, they call it weeping. They naturally let out liquids, but your body. This is how they explained it to me. Your body absorbs it and then puts it through the cycle in your system. So it's kind of like a holding pouch, and then slowly, your intestines absorb and your bladder absorbs, and then and then you let it out naturally. But mine wasn't doing that; it was just building up. So they ended up cutting me open on both sides and putting drainage tubes in me. And I think the first one they got almost 4 liters. They got 3.7 liters out of me. And the second one, they got another 4 liters out of me. So, like, I was just backed up. And so, what that was doing was it was causing pressure on my diaphragm, my heart, my liver, of course, and my kidneys. And so that was causing a lot of blood. So whenever I went to actually get the scanning done, the dude was like, he looked at all my stuff and he's like, well, yeah, he's like, as long as you've been smoking, he's like, your lungs should be a lot worse. You should be, in a lot worse. He's like, actually, you're in fairly good condition as far as your lungs go. He's like, your kidneys are, because I had degenerative kidney failure, and he's like, your lungs or your kidneys are doing a lot better. He's like, you're almost out of the woods on those. And he's like, in your liver, he's like, yeah, you got like mild, like not scarring. I forgot what he called it, like markings. And he's like, but as far as like cirrhosis goes, he's like, if you were to pick a stage, he's like, you're not even at stage one. He's like, yeah, you got what's expected of anybody who drinks, a fairly good amount of alcohol, but you're not. Your liver's still at the point of where it can repair itself. You know, as long as you don't keep abusing and drinking as much as you were. So all those people who were like, I know what it is. No, you didn't. You did not.
Thought
But I,
Mhm. The
but
doctors
he
didn't
did
even know,
later.
so there.
Right. But I did take it seriously. So like I went from drinking what a gallon of booze a night plus like a 12 pack of beer to I'm down like 4 to 6 airplane bottles. Like, and that's it. You know, like that's I'm enough to like help me have a nightcap, but not enough to get drunk off of. And it's like as far as beer goes, I can't drink that much because of the blockage in my GI tube. So like anything carbonated, I can't even drink sodas. Like anything carbonated is just it's too much. It's like I drink a half a beer and it's like eating a Thanksgiving dinner. You know, it's like I gotta sit down. I'm gonna take a nap. I can't. I can barely move. Yeah, that kind of shit. But but yeah, but I ain't out of the woods as far as the drainage part goes. Like, um, from the waist down, I look like the freaking Hindenburg. But if I lay horizontally long enough, um, it'll all my swelling will distribute itself through my body evenly, and like I can wake up and I can move around. But then as soon as gravity starts taking hold throughout the day, then it all starts swelling back up. So then I gotta sit back down, and prop my feet up above my heart and do all that crap, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah. So now I'm that guy at Walmart that gets off of his cane or walker and jumps on the little go kart.
Well, you have a need for it. Some of the people I see don't. I mean, you can't really
Yeah.
judge this just by appearances. You can't. Like
Right.
people, I see people who don't outwardly appear to need it, other than they just don't feel like walking. Uh,
Yeah.
and that it's annoying, but then I have to remind myself, like, I don't know what that person has. Like, who? I mean, why am I judging that person? I don't know. I am nobody to be judging anybody. I have to check
Right.
myself when I find myself like thinking things like that.
Yeah. Ditto. Yeah. Because I even passing by them, I'm like, I don't know. Do you really need that? Because I had to wait 15 minutes for my buggy.
Yeah, wait for one to get off. I see people who legitimately need it. Like older people obviously
Right.
have difficulty getting around. They get winded faster. I see kids driving them, like teenagers, just to be little annoying doucheballs. Like,
Oh, yeah.
mm,
Yeah. So,
have
yeah.
a compromise left for those. Be like, let's see your medical ID card.
All right. But yeah, but other than that, it's just the uphill climb.
Sure.
And yes, I am eating nicotine gum. Just
Going
put that
cold turkey
on.
after that many years is tough, man.
Well, I didn't say go cold turkey. I
Huh?
just do it because I didn't say go cold turkey, but I do it mostly because it when I do have my swelling, it gets hard to breathe. So they gave me these inhalers. They don't have nicotine or nothing in them. All it is to open my airways because I have to take shorter breaths. So I don't get as much oxygen in. So it's kind of like to compensate for not being able to breathe as deeply as I can, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Do they think there's there treatments that they can do to reverse everything, maybe?
Well, that's what the part of the GI thing is, and the water displacement. And the water displacement thing, and like I still leak, like where they cut the holes in me. Like right now, I got a towel under my shirt because I'll literally leak probably a liter a day, easy. Just
Do they
seeping.
have you? They don't have you hooked up to collection bags?
Mm-mm.
You don't have tubes or anything in you? Your wounds are still open and weeping? Because those can get infected so easily. That's not.
Yeah, I know. I don't think they purposely left them open. I think they just refused to close on their own.
Well, you need to tell them that, Joe, because seriously, that's open to your inside.
Yeah.
You don't want infection getting in there.
Right. No, they told me what to look for. Like like extra redness, pus, anything like that. Sorry to sound gross and shit to everybody out there. But there's no signs of that. It's just kind of like whenever you get one of those good scabs that just once you pick it, it doesn't stop bleeding.
No, I don't know.
It just bleeds forever.
I'm
get them all the time
with that, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I get them all the time. But the really gross thing about it is I don't know if y'all ever known anybody who has gone through chemo, but whatever those water displacement pills is, it has a very distinctive smell. So like you can smell, it comes out of your pores, it comes out of your sweat, it comes whenever you use the bathroom. Yeah, everything you can like. Because I remember when my grandpa had cancer, after he passed, they were giving away like his furniture, like his favorite rocker and stuff like that. And you could just smell that stuff in it. Like there was no getting rid of it. You could smell that chemotherapy. Like
I had a friend die about this time last year. He had liver cancer, but I didn't get close enough. I mean, I was so afraid to get near him because he was so weak. I was afraid, like I had a cold and didn't like that. I would give him something that would be fatal because he was so frail from all the chemo and just the cancer body up. So I didn't recognize the smell when I was.
Yeah, it's funky, man. It's really funky, and it also makes you smell like whatever you like. Because I've been drinking like this is a fruit punch electrolytes, and it literally smells coming out of your pores the same way it tastes.
That's
like there's it's not like it changed into a different, like sweat changes into what sweat smells like.
Right.
It smells like freaking fruit punch coming out of your glands. You know, it's freaking weird.
It's your fruit punchy, that's not an unpleasant smell.
For Jen, it is.
Doesn't like fruit punch.
Well, she's just one of those people who can smell everything.
I am
Like
too.
she can walk in the room or in the house and be like from across the room or across the house. She's like, cat piss somewhere. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've been here all day. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you can sniff it out. You can sniff things out when you're sensitive like that.
Yeah. Like a pregnant chick almost, but yeah. But yeah, so that's what's been going on with me. The thing that I've suffered from the most is just like utter exhaustion.
Sure.
You know, getting up, going to the kitchen to get a glass of water. By the time I sit down, like, hey, you know, and rock my recliner back. I had to get a new recliner because my couch was killing my back because there's nothing on one side, so you tend to lean on your back to one side, and then you start getting the scoliosis.
Right.
So I had to switch up a few things, and you can only lay down for so freaking long.
Oh, I know.
You know, like God,
yeah, I get headaches if I'm like bedridden, and I have been before. Like I couldn't get out of bed there was one time I couldn't get out of bed for a week. I get a headache, like a pressure headache from my head on the pillow.
Right. Yeah. Or your neck being jacked up. Yeah. Again, it sucks is what it does.
It does. I mean, even, the few days I was in the hospital a couple months ago, like just laying in bed for those days. First of all, not that I'm a super active person, but I have no desire to lay in bed all day. Like I have zero desire to lay in bed all day.
Right.
And when you're forced to, from either like your situation where, you're just exhausted and you can't get up, or,
right.
If you've got like an illness and, you're bedridden for like a cold or something or the flu, or like me and my back issues, like that's what kept me in bed for a week. It doesn't matter. It just still sucks. It sucks. Like I have no desire to lay in bed. I'm sure you don't either. And just being in that position after a certain amount of time, you get done.
Well, till now, I loved it. I could stay in bed for 18 hours a day and be like, it's so great.
Not that I jump up and I'm like super go. I can't be vertical for too long. And I've got one of the beds that raise up, right? And that crap, let me tell you, those beds are convenient if you're going to watch TV, but they suck if you've got lower back issues because it puts you at such a weird ass angle.
And it's like your lumbar sinking backwards and shit.
Yeah. And all the pressure on your lower back, man. I told my husband, I was like, this sucks. I hate this freaking
for real. It does. So I don't know if I talked to you since the first or talked to y'all since the first DR trip at all. If I talked about any of this with y'all, but I did witness some paranormal stuff that went down. That was really, 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 really weird. So the first time when I was in Seton, it never failed. 3 o'clock on the dot in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It is like there were like these, I wouldn't say shadow people, but like shadows going back and forth in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, okay, I'm tripping, and maybe it's the pain meds they got me on. I'm not going to chalk it up instantly and go, turn into one of those cats. You know what I'm saying? And But then, like, this one weird one was, I was laying there, and so, like, my charts, I'm laying in bed on one of those little half vertical things,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm laying in chart looking at, and there's a clock above it, and I'm looking at the clock, and I'm like, man, 3 o'clock, here it comes. They're gonna start seeing some weird stuff. And I'm not sleeping. I'm not, nothing. And I literally blinked my eyes, not even like a long blink, just a regular blink. And there's this old dude, like really old, crusty dude. And he's standing at the edge of my bed. And he's got like a white coat on, like he's a doctor, but like a doctor from like you'd think of like either like the late 1800s or the early 1900s, white lab coat type style.
Right.
And he's sitting there and he's got one of those old school big ceramic bowls. And he's like, he does like this, and he's trying to give it to me, and it's filled with fucking blood.
Huh.
Like, the whole thing is filled with blood, and I'm like,
I don't
yeah.
want
I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good on that. You can
that
just
from
keep
the
that.
witch trainings earlier in the evening. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. That was a weird one, and I was like, man, I was like, that place had a whole. It's a very old hospital in Austin, and it had just, I don't know, just this weird ass vibe about it, and like you could feel it. And as soon as like I got almost out of there, you could feel everything lighten up. You know what I mean? Like illumination. I mean, like heavy, heavy tone, you know. Um, the second one, so I was this is at St. David's, and I'm just chilling there watching. I think I was watching either Simpsons or South Park. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like chilling, watching the TV up in the corner. And you know how it feels whenever uh, a cat first crawls on you, how they're kind of like they're using their claws, but they're not really using their claws. They're just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like trying to catch a grip,
Right.
you know? Well, I felt it and it crawled across the bottom of my legs and my feet and laid down. And
Okay.
I looked down and there's this cat. Now he's not completely translucent, but he's not a solid figure.
Okay.
And I'm like, yo, what the fuck, because I don't know if you know that old thing where, and it was the first thing that came to my head was like in old folks' homes, they say that the cat will
Go and lay next to
you'll
you. Yeah.
go lay next to you before it, yeah. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, no, man, can't be doing this, dude. And that happened 2 nights in a row. Same thing, and I could sit there and I could feel its warmth, whole 9 yards. It was freaking weird as shit.
Right.
And then I think it was the third night or it was the second night, same night. Um, I'm laying there and I have my arm out, underneath the covers, and I feel they come in, nonstop. So sometimes you don't even really hear them come in. So I didn't
Right.
hear anybody really come in, but my my blanket lifted, and then I feel them, and it feels like they're looking for a vein, like to put an IV in or something, you know.
In your hand?
And yeah, in my hand.
Okay.
And the nurse asked, they're like, "Do you need anything?" And I was like, "Nah, I think I'm good," you know. And I look over, and there's nobody there. Like,
Oh,
yeah, at all. There's no
and she
one there.
talked to you?
Huh?
And it talked to you?
Yeah, they're
Wow.
talking. Yeah, and I was like, "Please be the pain meds." like, like, I don't need this shit on top of the shit on top of the shit.
Like,
Like,
this is not what I need right now. Yeah, no, I
yeah,
agree.
yeah, I was not a fan at all. But
That's so
that
cute.
one, yeah, but that one wasn't the ones at St. David's. They weren't. I don't know. They weren't as night terroristic as the ones at the other hospital. The other hospital, it was something. I'm not going to go as far as go. It was demonic, but it was negative. It was a
Yeah,
negative as shit, you know.
something just, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, those were that's as far as my well that and the white light thing.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess that's
freaky.
as far as it. Yeah. But I didn't see like a tunnel. I didn't see none of that shit. It was kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like at the end of a movie where everything just fades to
Right
complete
inside.
white. Yeah, to complete white. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it was like. So it was, and then yeah, and then so then they released me, and they had to rescribe all my prescriptions because like that whole first batch of them were just shit they were shooting from the hip. They
Right.
weren't even, even from. They did like a CT scan on me at first, but it wasn't. I don't know if it was a cheap CT scan. It was, but they didn't catch. Like they didn't either that or they just didn't give me any information because they didn't tell me shit. I think I saw at that hospital. I saw my doctor for 3 minutes when I got there, and I saw him right before I discharged myself, and he made it look like he was like, if you walk outside those doors right now, you're gonna die. Like you're
Trying to keep
instantly
you in.
dead.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, and,
he was probably being an alarmist trying to keep you there.
right. Yeah, I mean, for a $1,200 a night hotel,
No,
I'd do my
I get it.
damnedest too.
I get it.
you know, so, but yeah, but he was just, I don't know. They were even the administration lady, which has nothing to do with nothing, was pissed off. Like she's in there and she's like, I don't know why you just won't listen, blah blah blah. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, you're just an admin chick, dude. Why are
Yeah.
you taking this shit personally? It has nothing to do with you, A. And B, so what? What if I want to go get a second opinion? What if I don't trust, because, yeah, because no one's telling me shit. No one's telling me, okay, this is what we found, blah blah blah. They just come in every hour on the hour and dose my V up and walk out of the room, you
Mm.
know. And yeah, so I was like, dude, this is bullshit. Like I don't even know what's going on. And it wasn't until I got to the second hospital. Well, so anyway, I left there, and then I went to my what do you call it?
Primary care?
Yeah, primary care. Right? Yeah. Went to him and he goes, okay, I'm going to go send you. He's like, how are your levels? And I was like, oh, that's another thing. They wouldn't give me my paperwork at all upon discharge. They said, they said if you leave, you're not getting your discharge papers, you're not getting your prescription papers, you're not getting anything. So I had to go to my doctor and fill out a form to where they had to legally give me all my info. And so he goes, okay, well, I want you to go after you get out of here. This is like on a Wednesday or something. He's like, I want you to go down the road here, go get some lab results, and then I'm going to have them within an hour, and we'll contact you, let you know what they got right, what they got wrong, yada, yada, yada. And by 7:30 the next morning, he called me and he's like, get your ass to St. David's emergency room now. Like, you need to go now. No ifs, ands, buts. Get dressed and get your ass there now. And so that's how I ended up at the second hospital.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah. So it's been, it's been a trying few weeks, and that along with my job situation, well, lack thereof, it, yeah, added a bunch of stress to it. And like I was telling you backstage, went to go enroll because I'm unemployed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Went to go apply for prescription assistance, just prescription assistance. And they said that the bottom, my ceiling in order to, before I'm too rich to qualify, is $15,000 a year. And I have to have no more than one car. And I'm like, yeah, but like all my cars, like I got a 2001, a 2006, and a 2008. My cars are fucking ancient. Like I'm not, it's not like I'm driving a brand new 2025, Cadillac Escalade and going, I need help paying for my high blood pressure pills. Like, what the fuck?
That's I don't understand that. That seems awfully low for a family. If it were an individual, I could understand that, but for a family, that seems off.
Right, it does. Now, if I was in Travis County, one county over, the ceiling is $75,000. If I'm making under that, I qualify for all that shit. I qualify for all free meds. Yeah.
What county is Bastrop in?
Bastrop.
It's Bastrop County.
Yeah. And she was like, yeah, sorry. And she's like, you were 11 miles up the road. You'd be sitting fat and happy with this shit, but
What about the state?
That's my next thing. I don't qualify for Medicaid, same as the car reason. If you have more than one car and you have more than a certain ceiling, and you're not on state benefits, then you can't get it. But there's a good chance that I qualify for Social Security disability.
Okay.
So that's what I'm shooting for right now.
Yeah, we'll give that a go.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then, as far as like prescription assistance, I know not that either of us are a huge fan of organized religion, but they do offer,
Yeah.
assistance in emergency situations, some of them.
Yeah. So oh, here's a kicker, but that brings me to that. Um, Whenever they asked if I was still drinking, I said, no, I'm not drinking. I have a drink to like help me go to sleep, or if I'm hurting or if I'm in pain,
Right.
like I'll have, like 2 shots on some ice and that's it. I'm not drinking. And I was like, but I did find some like 8-year old hydrocodones. So I've been eating some of those so that, to take the edge off whenever I am hurt. And he's like, that's good. That's good.
Take
And
the
I'm like,
expired meds. Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, oh, so 2 shots is I'm gonna kill myself, and then but it's okay to eat 8-year-old because it's a pharmaceutical.
Right.
So it's okay to do that.
Right.
And I'm sitting there thinking, all the stuff we talk about. I'm like, dude, if that ain't some of the most ass backward shit, you know what I mean? It's like one's at least half-ass natural, the other's, made in a pharmacy somewhere, out of pure chemical. And you'd prefer me to eat old expired medication, but taking a shot of booze is I'm gonna die.
Right.
Like something wrong with that picture, man. But a lot of these issues, like with high blood pressure, and so between my family, they have a lot of the same issues. My mom had uh, gastrointestinal problems. She ended
Mm-hmm.
up having to get like a little over about almost a foot cut out of her intestines years ago. And so a lot of her symptoms align with mine. And
Right.
she's older, so she gets, the AARP and all that good stuff. And so a lot of her stuff's free. So she's covering she basically got scripts for that stuff. And then my most expensive piece is my uh, inhaler thing to open my airwaves for the relief from my diaphragm.
Mm-hmm.
But that's $260 an inhaler, like right off the bat. So one set of prescriptions is like $486 to get all my meds. So I'm like, dude, this is fucking ridiculous, man.
It is.
It is. It's crazy.
Yeah, this country doesn't make it easy for you to access any kind of health care.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be, the opposite. That should be number one, and then, the rest should go down. Because, I mean, if you can't say your country relies on its workforce, right, then if your workers aren't healthy, instead of just, turning them into Solvent Green, you know,
Right.
you should get them up and moving. That way they can contribute to even if sitting taking your walker and sitting at a desk job. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I could do that all day. I could sit there and, do data entry or
Right.
whatever. Shit. Yeah. So that's been Joe Breezy's experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now everybody knows. I've just been telling everybody that you've had medical issues. I didn't tell them like any details.
Yeah. I didn't either. I haven't told anybody really. But, I figure I owe it to, our audience at least to explain why I've been out so long and and it's not because like I just gave up on the whole thing. It's just because my body wasn't allowing me to do it.
Going through it, guy, and you're still not well.
No, hell no. I'm far from.
You don't have energy. I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah.
So, you got to slow down and take care of you.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Like I got one cigarette will last me all day. I'm smoking like 4 parts. And you know me, I was
Oh yeah.
Back in the day I'd smoke like freaking 5 cigarettes in a show. Like it was nobody's business,
But I mean, it's forcing you to get healthier. That's good.
Yeah.
Cut down on some not so great habits, right?
Right, yeah. And which is much needed because a lot of it was due to a lot of the depression that I was going through, and I was using substances as a crutch, which we all do, and I don't blame anybody for doing it because sometimes, that's what we feel that is best for us or that we need, or sometimes you get on that train and you can't. It starts moving so fast that you can't jump off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You don't really realize that it's left the station, and you're either gonna have to, figure a way to get off yourself, or you're gonna get pushed off. And so, yeah.
You're getting off one way or the other.
Yeah, you're getting off one way or the other. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. But other than that, I've seen pretty much every freaking Dragnet and Chips episode and all the old people channels that you can think of.
Well, that's cool. Got to catch up on your nostalgia TV.
Yeah, for the first week.
Then you get old. No, I totally get it.
Yeah. And then you see the I hope they don't scar me on this one, but you see the BS on how they feed off these older cats. You know what I mean? Like they really do. Every commercial's aimed at.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, like
and, yeah, these different meds and scooters and.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, oh, yeah, Mom, we could have lost you. Well, I wanted to make sure that all my expenses were paid for, and well, so I got on the $9.95 a month, and your rates can't go up, and
Well, if you want to make sure your final expenses are paid for, if you live in the town you expect to be passing away in, you can go down to your favorite funeral home and prepay. They do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to take out insurance policies that are going to slowly drain your bank account.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But I ended up making a will. So I got my kids taken care of as far as everybody and all the stuff that I want them to have, and
That's
so
good.
I'm at, I guess on that note, I'm at peace on that. Um, yeah, it's been a wild ride. I ain't gonna lie.
Like it. And we're
Yeah,
glad you're still here. I'm glad you're still here.
I'm
And Joe
trying.
and Wedge and Mickey and
And
everybody else in chat are awfully glad you're here.
I really appreciate y'all. I mean, it means a lot because a lot of people you realize they don't care. People that you like. I always say, don't swim oceans for people who won't step over a puddle for you. You start realizing how many people won't step over a puddle for you.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's good because it helps trim the fat off the brisket, so to speak. Like, oh, okay, I see where you stand whenever you're needed, or whenever I'm in a bad situation. But when I'm in a good situation, you're right up front, right there by my side. Let's go do this. And now it's like this. What's this we shit?
Yeah. Where's we?
Yeah, where's we now?
I'll see we here.
Yeah. I can only play so much Wii on my TV. And it has to be something slow like bowling.
What would I play? I think I played golf. I forget.
Yeah, golf's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Golf and bowling, not to sound like a nerd, but
they're fun.
They're fun.
I can't golf in real life. IRL, I can't golf, but I can bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get the backswing right. My chest gets in the way. I've got apparently little tiny short arms. I don't think they're short or tiny, but when I goes to a golf swing, I can't do it.
You got the T-Rex arms. I get this. Yeah.
That's what it seems like. I mean, when I look at them, I don't think they're oddly, short.
In proportionate, right?
Disproportionately short. But when I go to swing a golf club, doesn't feel right.
Hell yeah, I think I did the what's the shit? It's kind of like Top Golf, where all you do is just whack the freaking ball all day. Yeah, and that shit'll wear you out, dude. Like I woke up the next day and muscles I didn't even know hurt. Like I didn't even know I had them, and I was like, it's gotta be a gluteus something. I don't know what it is, but that some bitch is sore today.
When did I use that muscle?
Right, yeah, probably never. That's why I mean
you don't even remember using it the day before, right? And you're like, I don't remember engaging that.
Exactly. So, any recent horror movies you've seen?
No, and it's the month for it too. But I've been moving around. I've been doing too much during the day to sit down and watch like horror. I've been oddly on the move. Because normally, I have pets around the house and I'll clean and, do some laundry and do this or that and go grocery shopping. And then before I know it, I got to make dinner. It's that kind of stuff. But then because of the season we're in, I had to go buy some new fall, like mums and like pumpkins. So I'm like in decorating mode. So I've been moving around, and then in my kitchen, I have baker's racks, right? And I have like different types. I have different, and my microwave sits on a baker's rack. I'm so sick of looking at these goddamn baker's racks. So I've been slowly like getting furniture from antique stores to put in my kitchen to replace these dumb fucking baker's racks that I am so sick of. So I've been doing that too.
Well, you ain't missing much. ain't been shit on, and everything that I've watched is just crap as far as horror goes. I'm like, and it's like you said, it's a season. There should be, dope shit going on, and yet there's nothing.
There's
And
nothing.
I'm like, nothing.
I'm going to reveal a side of me that I don't usually talk about, but it's so boring on the horror front. Hallmark drops their Christmas movies in the middle of October. I'm looking forward to the Hallmark Christmas movie drop. And it's the same plot. Every stupid one is the same stupid plot, but it brings some like lizard brain sense of joy to watch these things. So I'll put them on in the background while I'm moving around during the day.
Nice. Yeah, I wouldn't admit to that, but yeah.
It is. I mean, I like it. I'm old. I'm an old freaking lady. I like my Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm not. Yeah, but you're right. I think that's why I don't dig them, is because it's literally the same 4 movies just recycled. But
it is. Yeah. I mean, they're all. Abby is a big time lawyer, and she has to go back to her small town to help her parents, where she falls in love with her high school sweetheart who runs the local gingerbread shop or some crap.
Right. Yeah.
Will they find love? I mean, or Abby's engaged to Mark in the city, who's too busy to spend time with her and her family and her small quaint town over the holidays. She reconnects with, John, her high school sweetheart, who's coming off of a divorce or widower or something, and by the end of the movie, she's dumped her fiance and hooked back up with her high school sweetheart.
Yeah, you summed them up.
Yeah,
you summed about a third of them up right there. Yeah, I did watch one. It's not horror or anything like that, but it was a damn good movie. It was called Mud Digger.
Okay.
I think it was. It takes place post. I want to say that post World War II, and it's about 2 families, black family and a white family, and they sharecrop together because neither one of them can afford to own their own spot, and they both have kids that were in the military. They come back, and so it's and they become best friends. And obviously, in Mississippi back then, you can already see where this is kind of going.
See that it's far on the horizon.
Yeah. But it's a really, really good movie. I dug it a lot. Yeah.
I have been reading books, so I've read books that are comparable to the Hallmark Channel, so we're not going to talk about those. But they're like these quaint little witch lives in this. Anyway, we don't talk about this. But I have read some good horror books, and I just finished one called Port Luck, Luck, and it's a story about Port Luck, Alaska. And in the story, people re-inhabit the town, and it starts building up and it starts thriving again. And then people start disappearing. And it's basically a werewolf, not Sasquatch, like, the legends of Port Luck are. But it was an entertaining, good, like, horror book to check out.
Cool. I'll check it out.
It was fast paced. It was pretty gory. It was not overly gory. I mean, it was a decent read.
Is it a familiar author or
no? He's somebody I've just heard of before. I don't really look at the authors. I'm more interested in the story itself. If I really particularly like a series of them, I'll look at the author. But it's the only book I can find called Port Luck. So if you look that up, you can find it.
So is there a big, I guess, what would that be? Irish or Scottish community? Is it back in the Gap, or because as you said, yeah, but you said it was also known as Port Lock as well, right?
Port Lock, Alaska.
Yeah.
No, I think it was mostly indigenous and white folk that were in the town back in the day. So I don't know if they were specifically of like Irish descent. I don't know. No, but it would be like a modern reimagining of it. So it would be like so the town was abandoned, I want to say in the 40s.
Okay.
The 20s or the 40s. I think it was the 40s though. And in this story, it would be like present time talking about it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Talking about like not the past, talking about right now. They mention, oh yeah, the town was abandoned because of some deaths, which is true. Portlock was abandoned and they were finding people dead, like in the woods, and sometimes their bodies would wash down into the bay. That's true. Okay. And they were not in good shape when they found them. But you could chalk that up to a lot of things. But anyway, yeah, the town was abandoned in the 40s. And this book kind of referenced back to, when the town was abandoned and the stories about why it was abandoned. But the story itself takes place in like right now.
Okay, so it's like a kind of like a documentary that explains the history, but then throws you into that being the current time frame. Right? Am I getting that right?
It's in the current time frame.
Right, it's in the current, but they intro it as in it was in the past. No?
It's all in the current time frame.
Okay.
But the residents refer back to when the town was abandoned before. Like, it's like one of the people in the book is the teacher in town, and she's teaching the class about the history of the town, and they're talking about when it was abandoned back in the 40s. But the entire story takes place right now.
Okay. I can dig it. So it's the history of the town, but it's a continuation.
That's not the history of the town. It's a reimagining. Like if, let's say that people moved back into the town and built it up, and it was a modern day town. So like a 2025 town, and they just, the teacher references back to when it was abandoned before.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, yeah, check that out. Port Luck, everybody.
Yeah.
I wish I had more for y'all, but they're like I was saying, there just ain't shit going on. I even ran my algorithms dry on YouTube. like there's nothing. I'm like, yeah, okay, Bigfoot, yeah, Dogman, yeah, Shadow Man, yeah, Hat Man, check. Bill Witch, check. Like what?
What else?
What am I gonna do? Yeah.
Start looking for. Like, I should give you some mythical creatures to start hunting down.
Right on. I could use it. Yeah.
Because I think what they weren't calling it a werewolf necessarily. Some people called it a werewolf, but the native people in the book were calling it an amarok.
Okay.
That's their version of a werewolf.
So it is a shapeshifter, or?
No, well, yeah, it is actually. It is a shapeshifter. I want to say it. Is it the amarok that transforms? I don't think that it transforms back into a seal like it's water, but I don't think that's it.
Okay.
I think I'm getting it confused. I think I'm getting the shape-shifting in that regard confused with another creature. Who's going to remember? There's a lot of shape-shifting in Inuit legends.
Dig it. Well, I think that'll do it for me because, I'm starting to feel it. My body's like, go relax in your recliner. Go, my son, go. Go drink some more electrolytes.
Yeah. Stock up on the electrolytes. Chew the nicotine gum. Don't smoke.
Yeah. I'll probably leave that fourth or 3/4 of a cigarette in here. I won't even smoke it.
There you go.
But yeah.
Well, go take
thank
care
you
of
all.
yourself.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for tuning in, and thank you, Monica, as always,
Of
for
course.
coming out. And you got any shows going on? What you got going on?
I'm doing Rob's show on Saturday. And then I've got my show on Sunday at 10, where I'm doing Rhode Island in my 50 States of Strange series. And
That's cool.
then Tuesday night, I have the Night Owl with Tex.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, any time on Sunday, if you want to have me on, of course. If my body's up to it, I'm totally down.
Yeah, I mean, if you feel up to it, then hop on.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
All right. And as far as me goes, I don't know. I'll be playing it by ear, but if I can keep this particular schedule, then that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. Just because it's pre-weekend, it's just a little bit easier for me to get my what you call it. I don't even call them running errands because they sure as hell ain't never running. But yeah, but to do like any kind of stuff where I'm on business hours for other companies and all that other good stuff, you know, for checking out all this these applications and stuff like that for health benefits. But yeah. But so if I can see you, I will see you, and I'll try to give it at least a 24-hour notice, and that way everybody knows if Breezy's going to be on or not.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, y'all take care. God bless everybody. And once again, we solved the shop yogurt shop burgers. Don't forget it. You saw it here first. I'm just playing, but I hope they got it right, and I hope it brings some peace and solitude to the families.
Yes, closure.
Yeah. After 30-something years, you kind of need it, you know. But all right, well, y'all all have a good one, and I will see you later.
Later,
Monica.